Over the years, River Nyamwamba, located in Kasese District, has become synonymous with floods, disasters, death and destruction of property during the rainy seasons. The communities staying near the river have in the past suffered from flash floods, especially around the town of Kilembe. Homes, schools, hospitals and churches have all repeatedly suffered from the river's destruction. Over the years, the Ugandan government and local authorities and residents of Kasese have been looking for ways to minimize the destruction of the river. Now one project is set to put River Nyamwamba's notoriously unpredictable waters to good use. This project, the Nyamwamba 9.2 megawatt hydro power plant, is meant to channel the destructive waters of River Nyamwamba to the more productive cause of producing electricity. According to Charles Mugisha, the project manager at Nyamwamba Hydro Power Plant, putting the project in place had stalled for a number of years because of the unpredictable weather.
So shortly after getting the generation license, we were hit by a very big flood. That flood changed the entire terrain and we had to do a redesign of the entire project. So it took us another 1 year to redesign the project so that it can withstand any future flood that may come about. So that's why it took us very long to kick off.
He reveals that the weather seasons also often determine the amount of power that is generated.
In the dry season, we shall be generating less, and in the wet seasons, we shall be producing at high capacity, or probably full capacity, depending on the rains. As those who are at the plant today, you'll notice that we are generating 3 megawatts, because right now we are coming out of the dry season, going into the wet season. So if you come in the next 1 month, now you'll find us at full capacity of 9.2 megawatts.
From an environmental point of view, they have found ways of taming the river right from the upstream to mitigate against floods that might affect the downstream communities.
We have got to tame the river right from the upstream of the river as we come down, such that as the flood comes about, if it ever happens, it is tamed right from the upper side of the river, such that by the time it gets to the structures, the flood is gentle. It doesn't have boulders, it's only water running.
Officials from the Electricity Regulatory Authority say that projects such as this one do not only power Uganda's electricity grid, but they also protect the environment by providing good renewable energy.
But the construction of a power project along this river, especially at its most hazardous areas, has been carefully crafted to ensure that water, however much water comes in volumes of storms and floods, it is all harnessed and channeled through a single channel with increased pressure and rolls all the way down to the powerhouse and exits into the river basin.
The head of communications at the Electricity Regulatory Authority also highlights that since River Nyamwamba is indeed a powerful river, a second dam has also been put in place.
Today we have commissioned in Nyamwamba 1. The same developer is going upstream to embark on construction of Nyamwamba 2. That means that the river is going to be harnessed right at source in the mountains, and is also harnessed down, what you would call downstream, where it has been ravaging communities and people. So the biggest advantage in terms of environmental protection and management is that the wily waters have been tamed, okay, by the construction of 2 power plants on the same river.
Only 20% of the Ugandan population has access to electricity, something that the Rural Electrification Agency seeks to change.
Do expect to connect at least 300,000 customers per year. Right now, we've been connecting about 70,000 across the board, including Meme. But now we're looking at doing at least 300,000, and we hope that we'll be doing about 500,000 per year.
Last month, the Vice President of Uganda, Edward Chwan Kasekandi, and the Minister for Energy, Irene Muloni, were in Kasese District to commission the power projects that have been put up in the western region. Suhail Mugali, NTV Green.